Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the final game of day 2. We have had a lot of games from Group C. So what's going on in Group D? You might ask yourself. Well, the main event of today is 1-0 versus FoCuS.
And that was an absolute killer match from 2 seasons ago. 1-0, always one of the greats, one of the 2 undeads who is able to compete on the highest level. So is FoCuS, but normally that's kind of reserved online. Offline, unfortunately, FoCuS normally doesn't show up that strong. He has his moments. We don't want to take those away from him, but he's never been in a final at WGL. He's only made to 3rd place once. So historically, 1-0 certainly with the bigger accomplishments.
That is correct. Also in direct comparison, he's had a little bit of a lead, 16-11 in series, but they pretty much had only encounters on this patch in WGL qualifiers, and you know how WGL qualifiers are. It's not always the best condition. They are very good conditions, but you know, not the most serious play.
Yeah, they're not the most telling necessarily.
Correct. So what's up in Group D? We haven't seen a single game, so let me run this down real quick. We've had Romantic winning 2-0 against Chimico. We have had Romantic 2-1 against FoCuS, and 1-0 winning 2-0 against Hitman, who was playing at the same time against Romantic, I believe. And now this means that FoCuS is in a pretty similar situation to where Happy found himself, with Romantic being so strong, with 1-0 who would be 2-0 after a win against FoCuS. That means he's pretty much eliminated with losing the direct comparison to 1-0 and to Romantic. So do or die for FoCuS.
Can he keep his nerves under control? Does he have the right strats lined up? Does he have something special again, perhaps? That's what he did WGL 2 seasons ago by abusing the AI to an extent that we hadn't seen before on Conceal. Which
It's so
blew us
crazy,
away.
right? It has become so normal for us that we know that this is possible and players abusing it. But 1 year ago only, this blew our mind. We've never seen this before. And just in 1 year, creeping has improved so much that it's becoming very, very normal. And with that, of course, 1-0 should definitely have an eye or 2 on the middle of the map when it comes to Concealed Hill.
Yeah, creeping, especially in the last 1 or 2 years, has been min-maxed to the absolute extremist. Every little thing.
Let's see what 2020 brings. I'm always baffled.
What else can we discover, though?
Dude, I don't know. And then Lin came up with the shop creep on TM, and then we have lightning shields everywhere.
Lightning shield from melee heroes, which I still don't exactly know how it works.
Yeah, see, that could be the next thing. And then if you can trigger a lightning shield with a melee hero all the time, let's not get into this.
Maybe it's going to be just like 4 militia creeping, triggering the perfect lightning shield by themselves, getting you 200 experience across the map. That would be nuts.
And yeah, it's a lot about last hitting, as we've seen from Happy. It's a lot about denying, especially since the rise of the Keeper. People got very good at that. So Warcraft 3 is continuously improving, and people get ridiculously good at pretty much everything that the game has to offer mechanically, and it's just absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, metagame keeps on evolving. Even before we had the patches rolling in, that was happening, but ever since then, even more so the case, especially in human versus orc nowadays, I guess, but also in undead versus orc, which we're going to be seeing again. There's different metas. What we saw from Infi is a very different style to what we consider the normal meta, the Blade Master Tier 3 Rush, which I believe is what FoCuS is going to play.
Yes, definitely. We have the same matchup here back-to-back, but it's very rare that we have 2 or 4 players playing it so differently. FoCuS will not play Fastier Expansion Raider Wyvern style. He's pretty much a straight-up Blade Master Tier 3 player. These fights, they're going to be great. I mean, if you play it like this, it's a slow matchup, but it's fireworks in the end, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it. High crits, Orb of Corruption versus Orb of Lightning, Tier 3 versus Tier 3. Yeah. It's the glory of Warcraft.
Triple hero, perfect spell usage, kiting all over the place. In that matchup, actually, specifically, Orc versus Undead, we see quite a bit of 2-base versus 2-base nowadays, which is also really cool. Only 2 years ago, this would have been unthinkable, 2-base versus 2-base in that matchup. But yeah, things have been changing all over the place, especially with the patches rolling in. For example, 2 seasons ago, you probably remember, it was all about the Keeper of the Grove. That guy seems to be completely gone. We have seen him played once, I think it was, by Moon.
Twice, yeah.
Or was it twice, perhaps? But yeah, the meta is different now.
Rundown of Group C. Sock on top. Who would have thought? 2-0 with wins over Happy and Colorful. Happy right behind him, only losing to the sad Sock, but winning the big matches against Infi and Moon. Infi 1-1, Moon 0-1, and Colorful on the bottom of the bracket. Most likely eliminated as well, but 2 games tomorrow. Could end up on a high note. He still has to face Happy and Moon, though. So not too easy as well.
But Group C is kind of lining up a little bit like we're going to have a couple players with a 3-1 competing against each other.
Yeah. Happy is the most likely to advance, as he only has to face Colorful the day after tomorrow. That is a 90% win chance for him, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's accurate.
And then, yeah, what happens to Moon, Sock, and Infi? That's going to be sick. Like, Sock has to play both of them, Infi and Moon. I think the match point for him is a win against Moon. Like, beating Infi and Human Mirror is pretty much impossible, except if your name is TH.
Yeah.
Moon definitely has to win both.
It's going to be tough for Infi.
Yeah.
We saw Infi earlier against Colorful. That was nasty. That first map, that was the hardest ownage of this tournament so far. We've seen a couple of one-sided games, but that one was not even remotely close in any regard.
If someone finds solution, it's definitely Moon. Like, Lolai paved the way a little with the Warden. Maybe opening up the other side of the meta, because I think TH and Infi practiced a lot against Warden, especially on Terranas. So maybe they were slacking a little in practicing against Demon Hunters.
It feels like Night Elves need this brilliant spark that has to come from somewhere, from some certain player, showing something new that works. Because the old Keeper doesn't work. Demon Bears doesn't work. What else can you play? Nothing.
Of course not.
Dryads don't work. Well, if you're Moon, maybe they do, but normally they don't work.
I think even Moon gave up on them. Well, Remind is back. Maybe he brings some new flavor to the Night Elf matchups.
Started competing again on a professional level 2 months ago or something like that. Of course, wasn't enough points to be gathered by him to be here at this WGL, but we might see him at the next one. Remind has been always one of the most talented players in the scene.
Also back in 2-2 with Soju. What a blast from the past that is.
Good old WC3 days.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wasn't that fun? Night Elf versus Orc all the time.
I remember those ending days of WC3. There was a lot of Night Elves and a lot of Orcs, and never any undead.
And yet, we were having a lot of fun casting that. So, maybe they take a little more time to set up. 1-0 is a very interesting topic, I believe. We talked a bit about FoCuS. It's pretty much the same talk about FoCuS that we always had. Oh, he looked so strong a month ago. Yeah, but the most recent results are not that great. And it's offline, so that's FoCuS for you. 1-0. Not too many offline successes since like last summer. He's a different player, person, everything compared to even half a year ago.
Yeah, and the last WGL for him was pretty good. There was a top 4 finish for him. Previous to that, he didn't even make it to top 8. We had 0 undeads making it out of the groups. But yeah, that has changed with the arrival of Happy, and with 1-0, perhaps a little bit more consistent again. 1-0 has made it to WGL's finals before and has won them as well. But it has also been a little while since he has made it all the way into the final match.
Correct. It was the 4th GCS where he won his 2nd title. He was in all 4 finals of the first 4 GCSs. The most successful GCS/WGL player of all time still. And he's only 23 years old. Still baffling.
Yeah. At that young age, following in the great footsteps of Ted, a.k.a. TED. Ted was there in 2012, raising the Undead flag and the Undead's hopes for the first time. But then after it was 1-2-0, where he came in and showed that this race is actually competitive. And yeah, little side note, by the way, when we visited Blizzard and we talked about balance, they were like, you know, we thought Undead really was desperate and needed big buffs. Then suddenly 1-0 came around. And it was like, God damn it. Couldn't he have waited a little bit longer?
Fool. Yeah. I mean, yeah. He was always, in that day and age, was a micro player. And the way he revolutionized the use of skeletons was phenomenal.
Yeah.
then there was this time where he felt a little, not hungry anymore. There was not this fire. The execution wasn't as crisp anymore. And then last time we were here, you had an interview with him, and he said, okay, Happy has the micro, but I have the strategies, and I doubted that. I didn't see it in his play, really, especially not in that tournament, because he was playing pretty normal, for my taste at least. And then it was post-WGL season, and my eyes went like this.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, this dude is playing Lich first, and it works. He's playing Dreadlord first, and it works. He's playing expansions, and it works. Whatever he does, it's working, and he's unpredictable. And FoCuS, I don't know if he throws curveballs anymore. Pretty straight up. He could throw in a Farseer, I think, but I don't know how, in this day and age, you prepare for 1-0. For me, it's impossible.
Yeah, he's absolutely impossible to prepare for. I totally agree. For a specific strategy, at least that is. His array of strategies is insane. He's by far the most experimental top undead nowadays. He's by far the most influential undead with a new strategy in the scene. Happy is the execution monster, but at 1-0, he's trying everything out. Everything that you can try, 1-0 has tried. However, in the big tournaments, he still uses these strategies rarely. If we go towards online qualifiers, we see that all the time. Even online tournaments, smaller cups, he plays these Dreadlord fast expansions and stuff like that quite a lot. But offline, on stage, in the biggest tournament, there, most of the time, he still plays meta. So it's going to be interesting to see here what 1-0 chooses to do.
This also means, though, that people don't have too many sources of replays to analyze him when he plays the meta builds. And he always, in big tournaments, has this one or two special creep things, especially on Northern Isles. The way he can creep the Arachnothids is... I've never seen this from anyone else before, and he does it so rarely that no one really finds timings against this.
Yeah.
That's so good to have these special things, these special moves.
Absolutely agree. His early game skeleton usage and efficiency on the map. I can call back to games of his on Terranos Stand as well, where he's creeping like half the Orc's side away from the Orc, so the Shadow Knight has nothing to creep anymore. 1-0 is a creep genius, but so is FoCuS. He has revolutionized Orc creeping in his own right, and loves stacking up his heroes, especially the Blade Master, Shadow, and TC.
True that. 1-0 has a pretty good track record versus Orc, though. 4-1 against Fly in the Emperor Penguin Championship. Also, good results against Soin. He lost to FoCuS, as I said, in a couple of qualifiers, but, qualifiers. The only Orc who constantly seemed to beat him is Lin, but even there, it's a back and forth. It's a little 50-50. Yeah, there's not this one solution against him, and that's pretty scary for FoCuS.
Who's going to be the guy to experiment here? It feels like it should be 1-0.
Yeah. Funny little side note here. 1-0 arrived here pretty much 1 minute before the stream went live, and he was required to be here for the opening ceremony of this group. So everyone was sweating a little, this little superstar.
He
attitude.
Has a pretty high opinion of himself. We have noticed that before. But can you blame him? So young, so good. The only player in the new guard, in the young guard of players who made it to this tier 1 status, who is able to win championships against the greats of old. We have Colorful as well. We used to have Life in the scene. We have Chimiko and Sok, and they're all really strong players. But none of them have ever really been close to a championship. And 1-0, he has claimed multiple.
Yeah, that's true. 3, I guess. 2-time WGL and H&W. Can't think of anything else. I mean,
Yule
the
Cup,
tier 1 tournament.
which was online only, to be fair, but there was also a super stack tournament where 1-0 took first place. Back in the Keeper days.
Yeah, that was the final against Infi. That was in March. That was his only tournament win. He wasn't one more final. There was Yule Cup 3 against Happy, which he lost online against Happy, playing from Russia.
Which was also quite crazy. Super entertaining Undead Mirror, which is something rare to say. But when players of this caliber meet, it doesn't really matter what the matchup is. It's always going to be a treat to watch. Seems like we have a bit of technical difficulties here. FoCuS perhaps needs to set up sound or something.
Yeah, looked like 1-0's problems, right?
Well, we're going to resolve those soon. I am sure the staff here are competent and will get this.
Yeah, anyway, what
the
could
road.
one do in a break like this? I mean, of course, leave this tab open, but I feel like there's another tab you could open to maybe win something.
Back to Warcraft.com. I hear we have something going on.
Absolutely. There's a raffle going on. You can win one of 7 Warcraft 3 Reforged keys, the Spoils of War edition, the deluxe package, so to say. And all you need to do is answer 2 questions. Who's going to win WGL and who are you rooting for? Back to Warcraft.com, right-hand side. Very easy to do. Go check it out. And of course, a good time to follow us on our socials. We keep you up to date about everything that's happening in competitive Warcraft. That is Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Discord, all back to Warcraft. By the way, the VOD situation wasn't the best for day 1. Hopefully, the past broadcast will be available for day 2. What we have is the VODs on YouTube. They are uploaded. I will release them later today. And this will go on for the upcoming days as well. So VODs will be on YouTube. Sorry for the inconveniences. And what you also should do is to follow this channel, because there will be much more Warcraft 3 competitive programming here on twitch.tv/Warcraft3. It's a pretty young channel, so rise the numbers of the official Blizzard Warcraft 3 tournament channel and give them a follow.
I'm kind of curious. Do you happen to know what the current leader in the fan vote is of who people are rooting for?
No, secret.
I think it just a guess. Probably Happy or Moon, right?
It must. I would give an arm that it's Happy.
Shake on it?
Maybe not. Okay, we're back. Yeah, this happens sometimes.
It's only being the tension for the last match of the day. This is going to be concluding our second day of group stages. We're going to have 2 more with finishing tomorrow, Group A and Group B.
Oh yeah, this is going to be epic.
Big decisions will be made as well. Hawk, it seems like, only needs to win one of his matches. He's going up against Czech and against Yuumi. That seems, on paper, pretty doable.
Doable. Yeah, Czech was pretty strong as well. So he should be not really worried, but he should respect Czech for sure. Yumiko in Human Mirror has always been very, very good, as his biggest rivals were humans when he was the strongest. Is it enough to defeat Hawk? I don't know, with Yumiko being back for only a couple of months and Hawk playing pretty much pro since 2012 or so, or 13. It's going to be really tough for Yumi. Would be nice to see him win at least one series to have this personal moment. Group B, though. Oh, Lin is pretty much through with his 3-0. But TH or Foggy? It's pretty much the question.
And that has been kind of a classic at WGL already over the years. TH has, Foggy's always been struggling really hard against Infi, having a super tough time. But
So
against TH, the games were super competitive, extremely entertaining. And we hope we're going to have such a game again tomorrow. But TH seemingly in a bit of a better shape than Foggy.
I won't say anything about Foggy. Everything I say about him is wrong, and he proves me wrong.
Yeah,
so
I know. It does seriously reoccur every time.
Yeah.
We do underestimate him every time.
TH was not the craziest we've ever seen. Like, Infi is the #1 human now, I think. I think Foggy has a shot. I mean, he usually was the best with the Warden, and Infi and TH have an answer to that. But Foggy has Cash here that he can practice with, who is usually an Orc player but has a very good human as well. He can definitely figure out some new creep routes, maybe some new timings. And TH, I think, is not that knowledgeable about Foggy. He's been hitting or hiding in the dark, really. Like, we don't even know how good Foggy is, really. He played a couple of tournaments. And yeah, that's about it. So we hear there's some computer issues at the moment.
直到那天火雨从天而降，出现了新的敌人。如今，我们濒临毁灭的边缘，混乱之至终于降临了。
沙漠惊现外太空战舰残骸。
拥有外星种族登陆地球，星球大战一触即发。
未確認の海生物。
Here along with a bizarre creature.
A 了，一波了，小狗包上去。
星际争霸，重置归来。
Hello, here we are again after the technical difficulties are hopefully solved and we are getting ready for FoCuS versus 120. We're still ahead of schedule. Can you believe it?
Yeah, it always seems to be working out. At the end of the day, we start the last game at 11, and pretty much the case here once again. If we're going to go full distance here, then it's going to be nicely working out once again for the full day. And I hope so. It's still been a lot of 2-0s. It's been more 2-0s than I would have liked to have. And production, we can still hear you, which is kind of weird, so please turn that off. Yeah, 1-0 versus FoCuS. What are we going to see? Who's going to be experimental? And what are they going to have to show for themselves? Is it going to be the Infi style once again with a Farseer and Harass? Probably not. 1-0. Is he going to be the one to play outside the norm? He is the undead to look for something like that.
Pretty
if
sure
someone fast expands, if someone goes so weird off meta, it should be him.
Yeah. Side is probably watching, so he would celebrate a Dreadlord opening. 1-0 looks a little sleepy, but he oftentimes does. So, seems like it's not fixed yet. They're still working on the computer there. FoCuS, by the way, is always the last, always the first here. So
For-
he's practicing pretty much all day, all the time.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what he's known for, right, in the scene. He's the workhorse. He practices always. He's in... If there is a cup online, FoCuS is playing in that.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's an American Cup where he plays super early in the morning, or if
Yeah.
it's a European Cup where he has to stay up until 6 a.m.
Back in the day, the European Jera Cup, he took over for a long time until Happy came
Yep.
and then took over for the final few weeks. What was the record again by Happy? Was it 9 or 11 wins in a row? It was one of the two.
Ooh, I don't know. Jera Cup days are long gone, so I erased that from my memory. Don't need it anymore.
What do you mean erased? There were a lot of good memories. Why are you looking at me like that?
I don't know. I thought you were going to follow it up. Like, can you remember this in this moment? But apparently...
Like, for example, for Night Elves in the semifinals. That was a good time. Rudan, Sonic, War Chief, Rich. Who else was there?
Yeah, shout out to all of them. They're all not really...
Yeah, Foggy.
Yeah, Foggy.
Foggy,
is here,
of
of
course.
course. Foggy, the only elf remaining.
Yeah, what happened to the Elven dominance?
Well, War Chief Rich is
Disappeared.
studying pretty successfully, I guess. Rudan is playing basketball here in China pretty
Yeah, in Shanghai, actually.
successfully. Yeah.
Yeah.
Will you go party with him? I heard there were some good memories.
Yeah.
Moments.
Rudan's a great guy. Maybe we talked about a meeting up here. We're going to have 2 days off before the final big day that we're going to be having in the stadium. So maybe we're going to meet up with Rudan and ask him how to double dribble. Still don't exactly know what that is.
I think it's not a good thing. Because then it's a foul and you lose the ball. So
But we're not going to have any refs, so going to get a few cheeky ones in there.
Oh, Remo wants to cheat.
So, we thought the technical difficulties were resolved. Perhaps not. FoCuS, patiently waiting. Interesting how some players are comfortably sitting there just in a t-shirt and others are geared up like they're ready for the Arctic winter.
Yeah, like Infi.
Yeah. Also, Sock earlier with the introduction.
Yeah. Well, maybe he went for a smoke and just rushed in and had no time to put the jacket away.
Also, absolutely possible.
1-0, always with the extra attention on him. Also in online tournaments, it feels like you always have to wait a little longer for him than on the others.
He's not one of the guys who checks his replays every time, though, right?
Nope.
That's Moon. And who else is it again?
Yumiko for sure.
Shout out to Starshape, who always goes for a restroom break.
Nice topic, Remo. Really good.
Hey,
Hi,
if
Ken.
they're giving me so much time to talk, that's their own mistake. But yeah, we're gonna have this game underway soon. This should be a close match here. 1-0 and FoCuS. They are certainly leaders of their races. FoCuS at the beginning of the year was actually looking like he had claimed the crown of the Orcs, where Lin was falling behind a little bit, and FoCuS was looking so strong, especially against Human, with his Farseer TC play. Farseer TC is still somewhat viable against Undead, still very popular in Europe, shown by the likes of Spiral and Cash to great success.
It was quite funny. I talked to Lynn earlier today. I was like, why? What happened that you became so good again? Like, there's this increase in performance. It's so noticeable. What happened? What did you change? He said, oh, I felt like winning a championship again. Okay, if that's all it takes, then good. You should feel like that more often.
That was a joke, though, right?
You never know.
This sounds a bit like a joke. Is it really all?
Here we are.
Is the only thing he needs a bit of desire? Is
I
that
think,
what's
I think he was
lacking?
really frustrated with the keeper meta.
Yeah.
And maybe didn't practice too much and took care about his real life. He's married and all.
For quite a while now.
For quite a while now.
But to be fair, Lin wasn't so super dominant even before the keeper. Before the keeper, we didn't see him in WGL finals either. Well, until quite a while ago. When
Yeah,
was it?
that's
2016 was his grand final, or when was
yeah,
that again?
yeah. The fourth or third edition against 120. Yeah, true. But he's been a WCA champion, 2016.
Yeah, but that was also 2016.
You just want to be right now. But he always had these games where he left us in awe, and
Yeah.
He constantly had times when he was by far the best, and he put the orc level like even higher, raised the bar for orcs more and more and more, pushed the limits. Not in the past 9 months, I guess. And then in summer he just flipped the switch and got
Most
crazy again.
Yeah, most recently, again, he's pushing the envelope. And this is why I love watching Lin, not just because of his great execution, which obviously he does have, but he's always looking for the next new best thing. And he finds it normally. And he plays it better than everyone else. And he's like one of those players who makes a matchup that's supposed to be the other way, make his look
Yeah.
his way.
That-
Like against Human.
Yeah, exactly. Especially against Human. Even back in 2016 when he came back and broke the typical Human tower rush with just his defenses.
I was so glad when he did it finally.
Yeah, Infi was.
Goddamn tier 2 tower rushes, man.
When I talked to him, I was like, this build is so strong. He's like, yeah, right. I was pretty proud when I figured that out. And so I showed TH and Infi, and they were like, why do you build Kodo? Kodo are so weak. And then I showed him. Like, this big of a smile in his face. And then I showed him.
And the Kodos are back in the matchup, not against the Tower Rush, but we saw it against TH.
Yeah.
Double Kodo into double Windrider. Orc going away from melee, going more into ranged piercing.
I think that's the invention of the tournament so far.
Yeah. We kind of saw it before the tournament already with earlier Windriders, but now even Kodos coming in.
Yeah.
And they serve a double purpose. You have the piercing damage, of course, against the casters. It's not the greatest piercing damage, of course, from the Kodo, but it's okay. It's some piercing damage. And you have the ability of the Devour to get rid of footies when they freshly come out, and the next round of Devour against the Breakers, which is basically the biggest issue you have when playing TC.
Yeah.
So you already have the TC counter ready.
Yeah.
Or the TC, the counter to the TC counter. That's the way to say that. Ready on the battlefield. This must be some technical difficulties, too.
Yeah.
It's
Maybe I have to switch the computer.
That's hard mode right there.
Damn. And that's so late at night. It's 11, right? Yeah, 11 p.m. in China. Let's see if I got some updates here on the WeChat. No. Okay.
Hitman versus Romantic going on in the meantime on the side stage.
Oh, yeah.
Romantic earlier already
Oh,
beating
do we have
FoCuS.
results from there? Romantic is pretty aggressive in this matchup. Could be over already. Let me check.
This could be the third win for Romantic.
Yeah. I didn't expect that, to be honest. Not that clean. I know that he's very strong, and I wouldn't underestimate him ever, but I felt like people figured him out again.
Even Lin was afraid of his level 3 AM pushes for a very long time, and perhaps still successful to this day. That's something that Orcs, especially Lin, became really good at. The early Farseer usage and keeping pressure on the AM at all times.
Yeah, just
perfect trading, perfect distance keeping, and yeah, making
finding little windows is, I guess, what they do. No update, by the way. Seems to still be 0-0, at least according to Liquipedia. Big shout out to everyone involved with Liquipedia. This is such a great page for Warcraft 3 information. Such as Warcraft 3.info. The best, by far, Warcraft 3 page for not only competitive, but also educational content. They have guides, they have tutorials, they have opinion pieces, they have their own ELO ranking, they have great statistics, they have a list of streams that are running at the same time, not only Twitch, also Douyu, where the Chinese elite is streaming. They have a match ticker. They have, what don't they have? They have a match ticker where you can actually bet virtual gold coins on matches, like on Gosu Gamers back in the day.
Yeah.
Is there anything they don't have? Money, I guess.
Sponsors. If you're a
Sponsors.
sponsor, get yourself involved. Warcraft 3.info, the best page that we have in the scene.
Exactly. They also have a team league, season 2 at the moment. We're going
Yeah.
into the playoffs.
Let's
and
go Firestalkers.
yeah, how did that season go, Remo? Remo is playing for the Firestalkers, and
Well, you know, You win some, you lose some.
Yep.
I got some points at least.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Against who?
Against Shocker.
Oh,
Bulgarian Shocker.
still?
Yeah. And I should have won 2-0, but I messed up because I was nervous. Anyways.
Really? You're getting nervous?
Because I played first person because you weren't there. And then I was first person streaming and I was a little bit nervous, yeah. But I got a map at least, so that's pretty good. And I should have won the first game. Something else I wanted to say. You totally threw me off.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, W3IL, there's a lot of stuff happening in Europe as well. It's the perfect time to get involved. Reforged is around the corner. We heard, restated, that yes, 2019, the release window is going to be kept. So basically 1 month at max until we have Reforged in our hands with a new campaign, with a new matchmaking system, with everything new.
Maybe they put it under the Christmas tree.
It's going to be hard with a digital copy, though.
Maybe people have a digital Christmas tree.
Digital Christmas tree. That would be cute. Put your wallpaper to a Christmas tree.
Yeah.
Make it like a nice GIF where the little lights are.
And then I can send you
lights are on.
virtual gifts as well.
Did your family have a Christmas tree at home?
Yep.
Ours never
Always.
did. This tradition was always missing for us.
It was hard at the foster home, huh?
I'm pretty sure in foster homes they do have a Christmas tree.
Oh, yeah, even worse than, yeah.
To at least make it somewhat bearable. No, but I always felt like... Not what you mean. Not what you mean. I always felt like this was a very American tradition. Like, you know, all the...
What?
You know, all the glitter and glamour and, you know, a little overboard. We never had a Christmas tree.
I'm very sorry, man.
I was traumatized.
I know that you were traumatized. I mean, I know Christmas tree quite a tradition, but I don't have it in my own flat.
Haven't found a Christmas tree so far yet in Shanghai.
Oh, true.
When we were here last Christmas season, we did see one or two. I'm pretty
But it's
sure.
also not December yet. Maybe we were a little bit later.
They need to step up their Christmas merch game. In Europe, like November 10th at the latest, you start seeing Christmas lights coming up everywhere in the city.
Definitely, it's absolutely necessary. I have to get in the right mood. I have to play your Wham! Last Christmas songs.
Yeah.
Starting October 5, maybe.
Get the eggnog ready. Another tradition we didn't have.
What?
Eggnog.
It's really good, man.
Dude, we were so Spartan on traditions.
Oh!
Oh my God, is it starting?
Thank you. I think so. We have the picks and bans at least. So FoCuS getting rid of Last Refuge and Amazonia. Last Refuge surprises me a little. 1-2-0, Terrana Stand and Twisted, leaving us with Echo for FoCuS for a good Blade Master, Northern Isles for 1-2-0 and Concealed Hill as well. That's pretty cool. The last series between them at WGL last year ended on Concealed Hill. Now we start on Concealed Hill. Full circle, Remo.
You know what I think we should do? We should both
Drink eggnog.
on Christmas. We will, yes. We should both make a prediction now for this series. So, I'm going to make my prediction. If we go to Echo Isles, it's going to be a Farseer first.
Oh, wow. That would be something different. I think we will see an undead expansion on Northern Isles.
Early expansion or late expansion?
We'll see.
Okay. All right. Well, we're going to be starting off on Concealed Hill. 1-0 against FoCuS. Finally, this game is going to be starting.
Yeah, took some time, but hopefully both 100% concentrated again. It's LP Club versus Newbie. 2 of the 4 clans heavily invested in Warcraft alongside Rogue Warriors and Lucky Future and Winners, of course. So it's 5 total. And I guess we have our game, ladies and gentlemen. All right. We have, as I said, 4 LP Club, 4 Korea. Another orc in the race. It's FoCuS. And in the bottom left for Newbie and China, it's 1-2-0.
Is that an altar? Yes, it must be an altar. Yeah. We have seen quite a bit of ghoul builds by 1-2-0 trying to play that fast expansion, sometimes with the Dreadlords, sometimes with the DK. But no, here it's looking so standard so far, which is kind of 1-2-0 classic. He's in the smaller tournaments going all out with the experimentation, but in the big ones, not so innovative sometimes anymore. It looks like Roommate really wants to know if this is a Farseer.
I think so too, yeah. On CH, I can definitely see that as well. once again, to break down the group so far, in case you're tuning in late, FoCuS has lost his game against Romantic so far, and he's pretty much dominating. Like, Romantic is dominating the group. It's a Blade Master. All right. So Romantic is dominating this group pretty much. FoCuS has lost to Romantic. That means he kind of has to win against 1-0 to still have a shot in Group D. Do or die for FoCuS. 1-0 has defeated Hitman already. That's the second game of the day here for the Necromancer. So not the crazy high stakes for him, but he should definitely win this in a round robin. Better safe than sorry.
Shop is very far forward. That can be a little bit dangerous if Undead actually decides to push into the main of the Orc, which is not that likely to see anymore nowadays, but sometimes it does still happen. Mostly it's about controlling the map, creeping up the camps. If you attack into the opponent's base, normally you just end up wasting your time against a world-class player, which of course both of these are. So it's going to be both starting off with the first camp. FoCuS, known to be a little lucky sometimes. We have seen plenty of games where he ends up with a Scourge Boneshime, Zoe Mask, Panel of Energy, and 3 Claws or something. Hoping for RNGesus to bless him again.
The call!
And guess
I
what?
like it.
There we start with the first claw.
Yeah, Fortuna's Kiss on the cheek FoCuS. So 1-0, also not too bad with the circlet. He will be happy about that. Tech, normal, I guess. Second burrow right after, 4 more grunts. 1-0. How fast can you follow this up? Here we go. Immediately after. So, 4th Ghoul.
That is very unusual.
Yeah.
Oh, is he trying to play this happy new meta late game Frenzy Ghouls? I think that has a lot of potential, but nobody seems to have found the best transitional build yet. Happy plays that normally only when the early game goes bad and you lose a lot of fiends. That's interesting. Or is it...
Could also be the very old build that WFZ introduced.
Oh god, I hope not.
You were never a big fan, I love it.
Destroyer Dreadlord, so trash. Please don't. DK, by the way, with +5 intelligence already, that is super good for the Lich later, and it's also pretty damn good for the DK early. Blade Master creeping up heavily, goes for a circlet as well. Wait a minute, is he trying to snipe? Right, the green. Skeleton usage, impeccable, as always, from 1-0. Covering multiple spots, and the DK spots the grunt.
Okay, a little bit of a trade right here. Blade Master can't reach the undead anymore thanks to Aura. We have the normal Windwalk crit build, by the way, no mirror image that we've seen in other matchups quite some time. Nice move by FoCuS to wake up the creeps, a little more damage on the DK who can't heal anymore. And the skeletons take out the little green in the bottom right. That's usually 1-2-0s to take, of course, but FoCuS comes in for a little steal.
Gets the last hit with a coil. A little bit more experience for the DK. It does look like it's the WFZ build, by the way. 4 ghouls into possibly Shade, Destroyer, Dreadlord. Wow. Which is
That's so outdated that no one really thought we would see this here in this tournament.
Yeah, certainly agree. If that is what it's actually going to end up being. Doesn't necessarily have to.
For FoCuS is as standard as gets.
Yep. Bestiary, Shadow, and then a very fast tier 3 after that. Lich coming out second. It's only 1 Fiend, right? Or is it 2? Oh, it must be 2.
It's a super fast tech as well. Okay. Who follows into the tier 3 right away. Huh.
Oh, FoCuS actually creeping this camp. Well, he does have a speed scroll. That should always make it possible for him to evacuate quickly. And this is a nice camp to steal away. Big experience. That's a level 3. And that is the early game going in favor of the Orc.
Yeah, if you're so greedy and rushing the tier 3 so fast, this is what happens to you. And 1-0 is not, like, for once, scouting is off.
Yeah.
He doesn't know it. He has no idea. And Ring of Protection, okay, this time he's not so lucky. But he dodges 1-0 completely, and that's very atypical.
1-0 could be able to find his own level 3 here if he gets the remainder of the camp, but the Blade is here and puts in some damage on the DK right away. Kind of surprised he didn't hang around for the last hit steal.
Very good Blade Master coverage by FoCuS so far, right? He knew all of 1-0's moves.
Yep.
And that's exactly what he did at WGL Winter 2018, hexing the Ogre. Oh, Bat Rider!
Oh, the early Bat Rider. That's what Lin showed.
Yep.
If he goes for Liquid Fire, just like Lin did. So how well is he going to be able to trap the Overlord?
So far, it looks really good.
This looks pretty insane. This looks, some people call it broken, but you also have to consider it takes a long time to get this guy, and it takes a ton of mana from the Shadow as well.
Blade Master is revealed too. Catches the coil, not enough. Romantic, by the way, defeating Hitman, as you can see. So unfortunately, the American leaving day one with 0 and 4, but having faced the best players in the group.
And Romantic. That's a 3-0 for him.
Yep.
Which means he's basically in the quarters.
Yeah, think so too. Very, 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 very likely.
Oh, close plus 12, by the way.
Yep.
This Blade Master is going to be a strong boy.
That's plus 20 right away. That is without an orb. That is without a Kodo Beast.
Yep.
But 1-0, I mean, maybe he didn't expect it this early, but we mentioned in the pregame talks, like, he must have an eye on the middle, and he didn't. And FoCuS has enough damage to kill something here. Maybe the Ziggurat. Okay, now slowed down. That lowers the DPS, of course, and the Clops plus 12 not traded over to the Blade. So it's just a little distraction, but he arrives on tier 3. FoCuS sees it.
So far,
No temple.
Oh, there's the Liquid Fire. This makes me afraid for my ladder games.
Can we please censor this?
Yeah, Lin showed it the first time. Liquid Fire Bat Rider, only a single one to distract in the undead main. Oh, Blade Master shows himself. Speed scroll pop. This could be the kill with a crit. But the coil is there.
Oh yeah, the DK went for a little shopping trip, but Lich leaving out in the open. But that's the overcorruption. That's important. FoCuS, easy steal.
Nice.
Prevents level 2 and therefore Nova.
Shadowrunner keeps on creeping. Basically level 3 now. His items, by the way.
Pendant of Energy.
Claws, Pendant of Energy.
Yep.
And you know what? Ring plus 4 is actually pretty good for the TC.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It nullifies the Orb of Corruption, which is always great.
So, Bad Rider, when's he flying in? Liquid Fire should be done now.
Liquid Fire is about to be ready. It takes a long time, this upgrade.
How do you know that? Are you a dirty, dirty Liquid Fire player?
No, I just saw the progress. And it was very slow.
It's double bats.
Ooh, okay.
They may very well be able to kill this.
It's not possible to repair. 1-0 has to move and react to this.
My ladder games!
There's no Fiend here. There's no Web. There's no Lich. Oh, 1-0 had no idea.
What's he doing?
I don't know. He has a TP.
He's not doing anything.
Now.
Alright.
Oh, without the Pitlow, without the statue. This, see, the lackluster justifies the means. And the Destroyer falls, so...
And now he's stuck.
And now, oh, yes! Has to unsummon the Ziggurat. Oh,
that's
wow,
so
that's
much time.
so... Yeah.
You see how much space
He
this
found
buys?
Boots of Kel'Thuzad. This Blade Master is completely nuts.
It's actually effective. this liquid...
I love this play by FoCuS. It's so smart. I mean, Lin introduced it. FoCuS feels like he refines it a little. But 1-0 has no idea. And this matchup is a lot about gearing up for the late game, right? So FoCuS owns the map now with this move.
Oh my god, look at that Blade Master. And he's almost level 4 as
Yeah.
well.
Yep.
Jesus
Yep.
Christ.
This is not going to be easy. Expansion now, he's not forced into a tiny Great Hall.
Oh my god.
So he can save that money as well.
Look at that blade, dude.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, we're gonna see some 280 crits this game.
For sure. Plus 31, and there's not even a Kodo nearby yet. So let's rock and roll. The statue, pretty much no chance, has to morph it, has to coil it, but of course the Orb of Lightning is there, so he can attack air. He's going ham on this Fiends. The Stomp arrives pretty much perfectly. The Pit Lord is down to 50%. The Fiends have absolutely no chance. You can call these guys as often as you want. The Blade Master is always superior, and FoCuS is storming through what's left of the Undead army.
Yeah. Really strong display by FoCuS, going for the Lich now. Next big stomp coming in. Lich in trouble, but the Invul keeps him safe.
Nova on the TC. He's getting blocked now. He's surrounded. Can he heal him somehow? Heal self or something? No! TC falls on level 2. Okay, can he get the revenge kill? The Blade Master is still completely nuts. Has no Invul anymore. Goes into Windwalk. Nova connected to the back line. DK also pretty hurt. Is he overcommitting with the Blade Master, was about to say, but no, he retreats. 13 supply lead. Expo's up for 1-2-0. Is he re-engaging into this? He wants some last hits, right? Is it working? Oh, you don't want to fight an Orc at a fountain.
Well, if you can kill the Shadow Hunter, maybe you do. But the mana is looking rather low here for 1-2-0. Does he have a coil Nova? He does have a coil. Not so sure about the Nova. He does have a Nova as well.
Okay. He has money for an Invul. TC comes back. And 1-2-0 retreats, giving the Drake... FoCuS retreats, giving the Drake to 1-2-0. That's important. You can't give like 3 red spot items to your opponent.
That looked like it could have been GG right there already for 1-0.
Yep.
If he loses that fight a little bit harder, perhaps FoCuS goes up or goes over to the expansion, kills that.
Ooh, the bats are coming
This
back.
is no laughing matter, Neo. This is tragic. Oh, hello, guys.
Hi.
Nice to see you.
I think I just saw this, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the bats are quite interesting, that's for sure.
I think Undeads have to start opening up the main in the back for a Fiend with web or something. I haven't seen a good response to those bats yet.
Oh. No, me neither. It definitely takes off supply of your army. And in this matchup, it's oftentimes so 50-50, coming down to items, coming down to who got the earlier timing with the casters and all. And yeah, if you miss a Fiend in that fight, if you have to go for an earlier web, or if you have to go for web at all, this could give you the advantage.
If 1-0 fights this back, he's going to have Banshees soon, but first he has to hold right here. And this Blade Master is looking damn strong. First hit Purge again. It's going to end up being the first kill on the Fiend right away. Howl of Terror coming in. TC looking for the stomp in the back.
Looking good again. Blade Master plus 27. But again, the Kodo quite hurt, trying to nuke it, and that works surprisingly well.
1-0 doesn't have too much army left, though I guess neither do, with only 50 supply each. Nova hits the back line, a few more Berserkers falling. I think there was both speed scrolls already committed, so now not so easy to get in or out anymore, but here are the Liquid Fire Bats again.
Yeah, no way to repair if the Haunted Gold Mine is burning. And there's also the Temple of the Damned, which is the essential production building. If you can snipe that somehow, that would be great. The bats just continue their rampage. There's an Abomination coming in. There might be a Banshee coming in here and there, but immediately sniped with the positioning of FoCuS's army now.
You know what could be good against this Bad Rider playstyle is actually Tier 2 Banshee all-in.
You are an advocate of the Tier 2 Banshee all-in for years now.
In the right situation, it can be a strong
I know,
strat.
I'm a big fan as well, but maybe we won't see it on Pro Play. TC in trouble, huge stomp, fights out, heal wave used, and there's no invul, right, on the TC, so he has to retreat. But the Bad Riders, they did their job marvelously.
Mana still looking good here for 1-2-0, wanting to get some more kills. Oh, Pit Lord tanking a bit of damage there. Will level up to 2 with another kill, but nice always for Orc on this map. You can always fall back to the fountain, and there you get free healing.
With the coil, getting another Headhunter. Supply is surprisingly equal, but nice prep for the detonate of the Bat Rider. So another Destroyer gone. And you don't get experience for the dead Bat Rider, Remo. Did you know?
I did know. What's that called again? The detonate? It's Unstable Concoction,
Unstable Concoction, yes. Expo for FoCuS is, of course, running for quite some time. You can feel that he needs this win. FoCuS is not a lamer per se.
I got a feeling this is gonna become meta, dude. These liquid fire bats are actually looking good. They're actually looking really good.
Yeah, I mean, they got buffed a while ago.
They also got nerfed, Neo. You are overstating that. Yes, they do 1 more damage or whatever, but it's the liquid fire that get nerfed. The slowdown effect on towers, that is, got nerfed.
Okay. Good. Thanks.
How much was the damage buff? I don't remember.
+2, I think.
+2. Yeah, I think Blizzard want to see them more viable against, normal units. That didn't exactly happen, but, maybe one day.
So 1-0 has to rebuild the expansion, has to rebuild the Temple of the Damned. And FoCuS has shop control, I guess. There's an Invo Potion now, there's a Mana Potion on the TC, there's a big Invo Potion on the Blade Master. FoCuS not playing this Glass Cannon. It's close to level 5, by the way, which will mean level 3 Critical Strike. And I love how he destroys the production buildings. Not only focusing on the gold mines, but also on the production, because what does all the gold in the world give you when you can't produce? 16 supply lead, good hero levels. FoCuS feels like just has to pull the trigger, but he's not overcommitting to anything. He's kind of claiming the hill.
Yeah. There's no need to really force the fight. If he gets the expansion in the middle, plus the Walker transition going, he's looking super fine this game.
Yeah.
He's got the TC level 3, the Blade level 4, close to 5 Blade Master actually. This is quite the enormous lead, honestly, for FoCuS.
Yeah, absolutely. There's nothing to creep anymore, really, so he can't... Oh, nice call, Nova. This might be a way for 1-0 to get back. The nukes on low HP units, slowly but steady getting the levels, getting level 4. But yeah, total XP is completely off the charts in favor of FoCuS now.
And there we go. Here comes the tiny. FoCuS not forcing the issue too much. He is super satisfied taking this ultra late. It's the opposite of Infi's playstyle earlier. Infi played Farseer Shadowhunter, which is good early and bad late. This tri-hero combo, Blade Master, Shadow, TC, always amazing in the late game, especially when there's no silence to control the TC. This TC may be a bigger carry in these big fights than the Blade Master is.
Yeah, with level 3, he's completely crazy indeed.
He's got Invul, he's got mana potions. This is probably like 5 stomps for the TC.
Whoa. There was a little healing. Damage roll of the Lich, not high enough. So, at the moment, 1-0 does the only thing that makes sense. Oh, DK may be a little out of position with the end snare. Can't really surround him. Invo Potion transferred. Here's the first big stomp, but not hitting too much. The Abomination catches all the range damage from the Headhunters, and that is a lot. He's going for the kill. He's aiming for the throw. That's critical strikes raining on the DK. And I guess that's the end here, right? There is Curse. Okay, he's trying to get out. The stomp misses. DK retreats into the back. 1-0 for now alive, but the FoCuS fire is so big. Takes out the Kodo. Everything is cursed.
I guess that is perhaps the overextension here by FoCuS. Next Kodo is going to die as well. 1-0 getting more and more kills. Close to the level 4 now. Next to the shop also. Big stomp again though. TC still has the mana potion, so he's not out of mana just yet. Both players losing quite a few units over here. Hall of Terror coming in once more, and FoCuS has to fall back, having lost like 20 supply in that main.
I was thinking the same. 1-0 with the coils always. The crit. Here we go. Gets another Fiend.
Oh, FoCuS. Did you throw that game away?
Yeah, I thought the same.
Did you really throw this game away?
Is it really time for CH Pitlord Cleave to wreck these Headhunters like it was the case against Happy? He is kind of close to 3. Tries it with another Stomp. He's burning through the big mana. He has to get some big kills. He got quite some kills, but nothing really. No hero. No essential unit.
Find the walkers.
Yeah. He has 3 gold mines running for him.
FoCuS could have easily waited for the Walker tech to become ready, to get to 80, to get all the upgrades, all the items, and then force a fight, and still be able to fall back. Wait a minute, is that double Slaughterhouse? No, it's Altar, I guess. Altar and Slaughterhouse.
Yeah, he has no Slaughterhouse here, but there's still 2 statues, and you don't need Destroyers anyway, so the only thing that's missing at the moment is Abominations.
I think A-bombs are a wrong call. They just died too fast to Headhunters. I think you just want Fiends with upgrades and a ton of Banshees. That's how Harvey played last WGL and was able to be victorious against Lin and against FoCuS.
Okay, Pendant now on the TC, by the way. Maybe it's just for a little faster regen with the clarity on the Shadowhunter. We got the level 4s, by the way, on DK and Lich. That's big. A little more safety for the DK and a little more mana for the Lich. Now all we're waiting for is level 3 for the Pit Lord for level 2 cleave. Then he needs a little tankiness, maybe? Or is Frost Armor enough? Might be enough.
Yeah, but if we compare the items here, FoCuS once again was able to snipe the valuable items on the map very well. What 120 has is pretty underwhelming in terms of stat boost. He's got the Circlet and the Mantle, and that's it. That's kind of insane. Whereas we have Quel'Thuz's boots, claws, pendant, Ring of Protection even on the TC is really good. And FoCuS going for the fight again, but this time he really doesn't have a big supply lead.
He has 2 mana potions again and 2 invul potions. This is again looking good. He traps 120 at 70 supply and maybe getting the Banshee house again. And the main gold mines are dry.
Oh, this Blade Master plus 42 damage.
Yep.
This is 99 max damage. He needs... Wait a minute. He needs 1 more damage, 1 more agi, and he could crit for 400. 400!
I think I've never seen this before. Wow, he's expanding. He's haunting the gold mine. 120 is seriously taking out the middle.
Look at that. 99 max damage. I can't get over this.
It's seriously insane.
396 crits.
I mean, there's Curse, so he misses a couple. And there's Howl for damage mitigation. But he needs that up all the time, or the Blade Master's knife is cutting through this army like butter. Like through butter, not like butter.
Shout out to Take. The knife is sometimes too sharp.
Oh yeah, legendary German cast. And I can't believe how easy that was. Of course, expansion taken out. No more mining for 120 for the time being. How long does FoCuS expansion in the upper left last? Like, this is way closer than it should be, I feel. And 120 starts the cleaning in his base. Headhunter starting to fall.
Stomp to retreat. The Spirit Walker in the late game are really, really, really good. Because with this number of Berserkers, Destroyers aren't really viable. So this is why the Walker's late game with the Spirit Link makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Plus, Dispel against the Curse.
And with the Blade with that orb in his hands, Destroyers are also not that easy to play.
Pit Lord a little far forward.
Good retreat by FoCuS. Really not losing too much. Here we go. Critical Strike misses the crit. Stomp was good again, taking out all the Fiends. Curse is pretty much everywhere. Dispels against it though, so it's up on the Blade Master again. DK is in trouble. All that damage raining down on him, and this time he gets it. A little different than in the fight before, but that must be it. No coil, no aura, seemingly no chance. The Pit Lord, yeah, got level 3 for the cleave, but didn't even skill yet. The Walker almost saves himself into ethereal form, and the damage is just way too crazy.
He's missing a lot of crits. I want to see the 400. Where's the 400? No. GG. 120 taps out, and FoCuS gets the win here with super strong heroes, getting up to 3 bases at one point. He made it a little bit closer for himself than he ideally should have, overextending there at that one occasion, but he was in good enough of a position that didn't cost him the game.
But boy oh boy did he claim control in this map early, even before the Bat Riders, I feel. He had a very good early and a very good tier 2 transition and very good Blade Master play. He was constantly at the heels of 120, constantly saw his movement, stole the bottom right, that was big. And then, with the help of the Bat Riders, of course, just creeped the entire map. And 120 kind of gave it to him, was forced to give it to him.
Yep.
But it was not that FoCuS crept 4 spots and got 4 perfect items. He crept 80% of the map.
Yeah, and I wonder, like, this Liquid Bat Rider thing is becoming more and more of an issue. What is the proper counterplay? What you could do is have 2 ghouls, chop down 2 trees in the back,
Build a tower.
and just build a tower there.
Yeah.
It's just 145 gold. It's not that. I think that's just the best.
You need
play.
ziggurats anyway.
Yeah.
So.
You have the ziggurat anyways, exactly. So it only costs you the 145. I think you maybe you need to start doing that against FoCuS and Lin.
Yeah. Yeah, Fly, I don't know, maybe not the player for it, but FoCuS and Lin certainly. When it's all on the line for FoCuS, everything is on the line here. So you need these nasty plays here and there. The humans have their tanks.
Whatever it takes.
Orcs have their radar run-bys, and now they're Bat Riders.
Back in the day, FoCuS, he was one of the biggest fans of speed scroll zappers. Oh, how much fun that was. Oh, every time.
I mean, for him, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, also
For Orc fans, it was a lot of fun.
yeah, for me on ladder, how I enjoyed those games.
Ladder doesn't matter.
Well, not to these players, but to all the rest of us. Well, you wouldn't know because you don't play ladder, but for all us other people, yeah. But that certainly isn't possible anymore. Liquid Fire Bats, we really never see them until most recently. Used to be more of an FFA and 4v4, you know, cheese nonsense kind of playstyle, but Lin was able to fit it into a serious game that's actually looking good. FoCuS is expanding on that, going for double bats, going for 4 bats, all in all.
And it's one strength of FoCuS to adapt really quickly. One player does something cool, an hour later, you can be sure that FoCuS has this in his arsenal. It was the same with the TM lab creep that Lin did. FoCuS like 1 day later. Oh, I can do it too.
Absolutely. And Concealed, if you think of all the things that this map does, like how especially the item snipes can happen and the big experience and the big camps for the late game, a lot of things seem to be favoring FoCuS there. It's way easier for the Orc to claim the middle red camp, and the Drakes, once you have Berserkers, are pretty easy to take out as well. That's big experience normally that survives until the late game. That's always great to have for a TC. So, yeah, this map seems to be working out pretty well for FoCuS. The maps we have remaining are Echo Isles, and what's the other one?
Northern Isles.
Northern Isles.
You call the Farseer on Echo. With FoCuS being a little lucky today, shouldn't he just go Blade Master and creep all 10 claws? That's what he's hoping for because he chose Echo Isles. We go on to 120's map choice. It's Northern Isles. And I'm not too sure, but if 120 loses this, it looks really grim for him. And he must win against Romantic. Right?
Wait, is it looking grim?
If he loses this one, then FoCuS can get wins against Hitman and Chimiko. Then he would be 3-1, right?
But I mean, if 120 wins everything else, he's still 3-1, right?
But then it's the direct comparison between FoCuS and 120.
No, but if they're both 3-1.
Oh, there could be a tiebreaker, by the
Yeah.
way. Ooh, juicy Group D. We're loading in to map number 2. We have to do a lot of math for today, by the way. You will spend the entire night doing the calculation. Thank you. 120 needs the next map, or he's 1-1 in scores. FoCuS, if he wins here, he survives another day. Northern Isles it is. The Orc FoCuS in the bottom left for LP Club. 120 seeking for revenge in the upper right for Newbie.
Standard build so far. No reason really to expect a Farseer on this map. Really good for the Blade Master. I feel like similar to Concealed, this map has a lot of going for itself for this tier 3 Blade Master triple hero style. There's big camps to grab up, there's big items to find, there's even a marketplace to get all the items you desire. And a lot of valuable camps for the Orc to claim once they do get map control, which might not be too easily acquired though. Especially the middle, it feels very, very beneficial for Orc to creep that, because regardless of what you get at the merchant is good, regardless of what you get at the marketplace almost is good. I guess the Book of the Dead isn't that good, but everything else is pretty nice. So if FoCuS can get a little bit ahead early and can claim the middle for himself, this will be tremendous bounty for him.
Okay. So how aggressive will he play it? Will 120 expand? Is another question. Will we go 2 base once again? Seems to be a win condition for Orcs, right? To establish it. And then it's kind of like a roll of the dice for the undead.
Yeah, if it goes to 2 base, ultra late game with like 80 supply and mass upgrades, I feel like the TC is the biggest problem, which undeads have a super tough time dealing with. You can theoretically go Dark Ranger, but in this ultra late game, there's going to be walkers with Dispel anyways. And the TC is possibly the strongest third hero in the game, as long as you get the levels for him.
And on Northern Isles, that should definitely be possible. So FoCuS starts creeping. 1-2-0 is here. And we saw Happy already stealing a lot with his Acolyte. Is it time for 1-2-0, who pretty much invented this on pro level in high-class competition to do it as well. Ah, takes care of the Acolyte now. Smart FoCuS. Go away, you pesky fly.
Starts off with the ring. Not too great for him. Would be nice for the TC later, but perhaps Blade Master isn't even going to have the slots to keep this item. Gloves for the DK. Nice for the Lich. But no claws just yet for these two. Gonna have a level 2 rush by FoCuS right away. And then it's gonna be time to find level 3. Especially FoCuS will be wanting to claim that pretty quickly. Having a quick... Wait a minute. He didn't even creep the whole green camp, the first one. So he's still pretty far away from level 2, actually.
Does he really need crit? Maybe he saves it for the Shadow Hunter later to have him on a higher level quicker? I mean, he will open with the Tuskar, right? So then going Tuskar, rest of the green, natural. Seems good.
So the DK is level 2 quite a bit before the Blade Master is.
So of course FoCuS somehow needs level 3 if he wants to play with a roaming Blade Master in the mid game.
This early game creep route for FoCuS doesn't seem to be working out. He takes a bit of experience from his side of the map, about half a level, then he runs across, goes to the green, and then he runs back, and now still isn't level 2.
Got the Spidey Socks for +3. Little pit stop at the marketplace, but yeah, I totally agree. I think he's reliant on undead, like steals, or stealing some experience of the undead.
Yeah, 1-0 is completely prioritizing, not giving experience to the Blade. Oh, trying to force an end snare. Nicely done there by FoCuS.
He knows his creeps, man. He knows exactly how it does, but the creeps deny it.
That's a big deal.
Little unfortunate. Well, more than a little, actually. A 215 gold gone.
Point 1-0 isn't going over. It's pretty predictable that Blade Master is now going to creep this.
Wow, that's one of the best items on the map.
Very surprising. Why isn't 1-0 going there? That's weird.
Super easy. Big mana, yeah, well deserved. He gets a grunt, but oh no, slips out. What a big reward. Can he steal it? Oh, last second. That would have been level 2. But okay, Reach Potion on the DK. No HP lost, which is a big deal because on this map we do not have fountains. Wait a minute.
Skeleton, did he see it? Yes,
He sees it now, okay. 3 grunts, pretty aggressive positioning on the map. But he won at level 2, and that's enough.
I love this by 1-0. I feel like many undeads way too passively play the early game and prioritize their level 3. Keeping level 3 away from the Blade Master is a massive deal. Not only does it make your tier 2 easier, it also means that the Shadow Hunter isn't going to be solo creeping for quite a while. Changes the entire outcome of the mid game.
Ooh, and snare again with lucky crit maybe, but there's plenty of coils, so should be a save. He's trading not really favorably.
Ooh, it's almost surrounded right there. Blade is going to be coming in soon though, and with that Frost Armor and with that, Fiends should be safe. But FoCuS not even remotely close to level 3 by the time the Shadow Hunter comes around. Yes, he got the Fiend kill, but this is still a worse early game than map 1.
Absolutely. I mean, it's the undead map, so it should be that way. FoCuS is one of the few players who plays a very aggressive Shadow Hunter at times, but I guess this is not the map nor the situation to really do that, as he's going to the Tuskar. But this could be a lot... Oh, wait. FoCuS, is he expecting him? With a crit he gets it, but no. Still level 2, but he stole the item. The stealing Magpie Blade Master, stealing the talisman away.
FoCuS has the fastest fingers, as we've seen plenty of times in the past. But Shadow's going to get level 2 here. That is a good start for him. But yeah, Blade Master, remember how quickly he was level 4 last game? This is absolutely not going to happen this game.
Yeah, but, I mean, he has 600 mana in his inventory now. Double mana pot.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Pretty good.
There's still a lot of experience. And, I mean, it's still okay, right?
Arachnithid Big damage right there. Coil secures it with that 1-0. Pretty low mana now, but close to level 3. And Blade Master, seeing the undead forces over here, might open up the middle to the Shadow Hunter. As I mentioned earlier, these items in the middle are basically always great for Orc.
A Wyvern, even. That's pretty much only for creeping. Okay, that's like 3 out of 3.
Pretty good. So what's the best next one?
Mana Stone.
Or Wand of the Wind?
Yeah. Dark Ranger third. Okay, wants to punish this. Not willing to give 1-0 the middle entirely.
With Black Arrow.
Yeah. I mean, he wanted to creep this, and it's not really level 2, but alright. That's a lot of hex, Remo.
Speed scroll. Long range coil, though the DK has one more. Good kiting by 1-0. These fiends are not dying. No TC here yet. No Orb of Lightning here yet. Makes this Blade Master not that strong, especially considering he's on level 3.
It's a good engagement by 1-0. Well timed.
And look how different this whole game is because Blade didn't get level 3.
Oh, Hex on the DK. Nova gets the kill, and FoCuS gets the Mana Stone.
At a certain point, you run into diminishing returns, though. Like, how much mana can you really use, effectively?
Well, a lot.
But if you had, in the first big fight, 1 big mana, 1 invul, and 1 of the Wind, that would be better. However,
or you just have 3 fights where you have a big mana potion, so you have 3 times an advantage in 3 fights. Always get a tiny little bit ahead.
Other one's better. Because you smash the first fight and then your tiny Great Hall. And then easy game.
Easy game.
Easy
okay,
game.
I will tell FoCuS. But that's insane. That's an insane amount of mana. He used 1 already, right? Yeah, he did. So it's only 600 mana remaining.
Where did he use big mana? I guess when you tried to contest for the Warlord. What do we have? Claws +9? Claws +9?
No, Talisman. Also, pretty good on the Lich, on the TC. As he's constantly in focus fire. So, not bad. Lich has the trifecta now. Good damage boost for him, close to level 3. Dark Ranger has silence. Wait a minute. Not skilled yet. Ah, there we go. Was worried for a second we see life drain again. But the whole purpose of the Dark Ranger is the silence. 1-0, another claw. This Lich. Roddy, are you watching? Turning into a super Lich.
Okay. Not bad for the Blade. It's not the best item from the camp, but it's pretty good.
+4 strength. Oh, the tome though. That's the best. +4 strength, +4 agility.
Wait a minute. How much max damage did he have in the previous game on level 5?
99.
No, 50. It was, I mean, base damage was 57. I was like, did he find so many tomes, perhaps? Yeah, I'm a little bit sad we didn't see the 390 crits in the previous game. That would have been a nice exclamation mark towards the end.
I'll create a custom map for you, and then you can see that.
Can't wait.
Invul Potion goes to FoCuS, and that's a pretty important thing because there's only 1 shop here, same as on Air Coils. 1-0 should get the rat spot to stay competitive, but guess what? The Wyvern confirms this. There's no web yet. He saw it though. Magnetor Reaver stood up for grabs, so it's the Ogre Magi. 1-0 backs off, and FoCuS is expanding in the upper left.
Destroyer's morphed once again. Piercing damage is okay from the Orc side, but not yet overwhelming, I guess. Heroes all lined up, asking for the perfect signs. There was a double signs, I believe, on the TC and the Shadow Hunter. Web is here now. Wind Rider taken out right away, but it's only a single Wind Rider. Stomp coming in now, hitting well into the back on the Lich and the Dark Ranger. Fiend getting taken out as well. Kodo Beast would be a massive kill. Heal Wave is on cooldown. Kodo getting chased. That should be the kill on the Aura Giver, and the Kodo does get taken out. But now it's the heroes left standing. Shadow's running low on mana, but good thing he still has the Mana Stone. Might be required to use that soon. Dropping lower in supply are both. Close to 40 supply, now only left. Purchase coming in against the Destroyer. That one's going to be falling as well. Again, both players taking heavy losses over here. Blade Master now getting threatened next with a coil aggressively, but Invul is there, keeps him alive, and the next Destroyer will fall. 5 more supply dropping.
15 supply in Destroyers just vanished, and he still has the Mana Stone. Uh-oh, this is not looking good. Here's the Storm. Purges the Hex, though, and gets out. Blade Master also hurt, but I guess a couple of kills are still on the silver platter here for FoCuS. Coil Nova. Is it enough? Needs a heal wave somewhere, but I guess, is there silence? No. Just retreats, still holding on to that Mana Stone. Values it a lot, but more kills for 120. Level 3 on the Dark Ranger. Both with heavy losses, but this is time for FoCuS expansion.
With the reveal, this blade would have been dead. But fortunately for FoCuS, there was no dust anymore. So the blade survived. And after that engagement, the Mana Stone is still left. I think we should have a new invul in the shop ready as well, something that the Blade Master certainly needs. He is a big threat that 120 will try to prioritize, as it seems. Especially when he doesn't have Banshees yet. In the meantime, expansion is coming up. The second base for the Orc almost ready now in the top left. But it's going to be a big item here for 120 as well. By far the best one is the Catgas Pipe, but we have plenty of good ones.
And apart from that, there's not much left on the map. Not much more to pimp the Blade Master for FoCuS and the Unholy Aura. Well, that means that there's 2 red spots item available in the marketplace. Maybe he can sell the Unholy Aura and get something good for it. Like the Warsong Battle Drums, like the Catgas Pipe. But FoCuS Expo is ready. It keeps the Unholy Aura for now. Going to the shop and trades it for Heal Scroll and Invul. It feels like FoCuS has the same idea. Backs off though.
Both at 50. I'm surprised that 120 went into another destroyer. And he's going more statues for more destroyers.
120 is expanding here to counter expand. Yeah, there's no Banshees, right? There's not even a temple.
Nope.
Risky play. Very risky play. No damage mitigation, no Pit Lord, no Banshee.
Does FoCuS have the read that there's an expansion there and is he going to cancel it, or is he just going to run back for the defense?
So far he's only losing peons. That's not the biggest deal. Oh, he's confirms it with a Raider. Nicely done. And is he trading now? Takes the statue out first. That was a big crit for 200. Only on level 2.
Alright, in we go.
It's pretty much only headhunters though, right? Dakota arrives a little too late. TC in heavy fire. Needs the invul soon. Here comes the storm, but it's not really hitting too many of the heroes. Gets one of the fiends. The destroyer is about to fall as well. Second destroyer falling! Whoa! That was quick. Out of nowhere, trying to escape. No way. Coil Nova, damage dealer, taken out. And the TC is struggling as well. The heal wave this time in time. But here's another Coil Nova. And the Necromancer is claiming the second hero kill.
This blade, this Lich with all this damage, man, making these hero kills seemingly easily doable. Invul transfer, trying to keep the TC alive, makes it so that the Blade Master had to be sacrificed. Perhaps FoCuS there a little bit too careless with the Blade Master's positioning. And now the expansion seems to be up for the taking. However, maybe FoCuS can get the return kill, and he does. Blade Master back from the tavern.
That was expensive though.
No, not back from the tavern. The overlay was a little bit bugged right there. But now he's back.
Yeah. And he takes out the expansion. FoCuS on the other side canceled the Haunted Gold Mine as well. So nothing decided yet. For FoCuS it was of course a little more expensive. Does 120 want to fight already again? Mana Stone is gone, by the way. Burn through that. Pretty much no mana on the blade. Has to rely on his right clicks. Love how he focuses the statue, but big damage on the headhunters in the middle. Not protected at all. And the Lich is a Gatling gun.
Yeah, this Lich damage is absolutely insane. Shot after shot coming out, and that one can't be kited, unlike the Blade Master. Level 4 on the Dark Ranger.
How did that happen? 4.9, 4.4. So powerful, these spells. But statue must fall.
Will be level 4 for the Blade Master if he gets that kill.
He lets him go. Coil is nice. Okay, now chasing it. Okay, only level 2 Windwalk. He had the crit before. Snipes the Kodo again. Oh, the long range coils, man. Pretty
Blade
much.
Master. Wait, is there a heal wave? He runs away.
No, there's not, I guess.
Mana potion on the DK. There is no Nova, but there is Dark Ritual for the skeleton. A little bit more mana for the Lich.
Wait a little longer. All that FoCuS can do at the moment is run, run, run. And that's from 3 heroes. There's not a single unit in 120's army anymore.
Normally, in this matchup, we don't see much hero kill anymore, but 1-0 shows that it's still a viable option.
Crit again! Coil. TC is coming. He's not too far away. Another Nova, only on the Raider though, and the Kodo comes in as well. Can't eat, but provides the damage. Haunts this Dark Ranger. Will she be greeted by the TC with a Storm? Not yet. Where is the TC actually? Should be in the fight. Here comes the Coil. Man, they are on point today by 1-0, especially on this map.
That was the last Coil though. TC's
TC!
back. Instant TP. Crits, perhaps? Can he
Win-
get
Oh,
it?
Crit! He gets it, of course! Of course he gets it! Oh my, what a loss. That was the only way to kill this hero. The only way. Backstab, high level crit.
That roll changes so much of this game.
I would love to have a player cam right now. Ooh, that changes everything.
I'm surprised that that actually killed. The Lich had like 6.6 armor or something. Still cut through him. And this expo is certainly going to get cancelled now.
Crit ignores armor, doesn't it?
No, does not.
Sure.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's why the value is wrong. That's displayed, right? Thanks.
But Invul only on the Lich, not on the Blade Master. So he has to be careful again. He died earlier, as we remember. Kolinova finds him once more. Heal wave as well, but the Blade Master is still hurt. Oh, he has the Invul as well, actually.
Yeah, he's chasing the Lich again. Ensnare finds him. Invul potion use. It's time to kill the Dark Ranger from one hero to another. That was a decent stomp, but the DK can still coil if he has the mana. Oh, needs to wait a little. Speed scroll on that Dark Ranger. Now he has the mana. Has to use the coil pretty much immediately. No, Blade Master taking care of the Fiends. Lich is a little bit exposed, but right next to the DK. That was the last coil for quite a while. No mana potion to use. Two heroes in danger.
Lich ate the Fiend right there, trying to get the next Nova in, but didn't find the right target. Kodo Beast should be a good target.
Is there no mana? Oh, he's blocking himself a little. That's the mana for the Nova. How many Kodo Beasts have fallen? It's pretty sick. No TP on the DK. TC blocking. I don't think... Oh, yes, a stun! For the
Crits!
no, not again. It can't happen again. He eats a unit for more HP. Blade Master's too scared, doesn't want to engage.
Dude, so many kills this game.
Unbelievable
It's a slaughter.
game. Yeah, absolute slobber knocker between the two. Main gold mine should be empty, so
Oh!
TC is surrounded with
Wow.
3 skeletons, but now gets out. Oh boy, he has a second chance with another Nova maybe. Fiend comes in for the block, realizes that Nova, right clicks, no heal wave, kill again!
Level 5 on the DK. The Dark Ranger might be dying first with a crit. Perhaps he does. He's dead. Level 5 Shadow by the long range coil. 18 HP. No way. Right click coming in, and the Blade Master dies. Only the Shadow left now for FoCuS. This must be the game. Big Nova. That's the level 3 Nova. Lasts forever. And that's it. GG.
What a ridiculous game! 1-0 ties up the series. Shakes his head in disbelief. How many hero kills was that? I stopped keeping track. No fingers, no more to count.
That Lich carried him so hard. Double claws, gloves, circlet, orb.
I guess that was a little bit of a revenge for that Blade Master in game 1. My lord, what a game. Back and forth all the time. Expansion cancels everywhere. Hero kills. This was fun.
Yeah.
It's midnight now here in China, but pretty awake after this.
That was a bare knuckle box fight, dude. Those guys, they kept on going in and going after the heroes all the time. In the late game, of course, it's all about those heroes. And yeah, normally when we see the normal Banshee meta into, walkers in the end, heroes are really well protected. Normally they don't die and you go for everything outside of the heroes. But here 1-0 says, no, I have the items. I can try to go for the hero kills. He has the right hero for it as well, of course. He went for the Dark Ranger, preventing the heal wave at the right time. That's what enables these hero kills, something you obviously can't do with a Pit Lord. So cool that 1-0 goes back to this older style that I think many orcs aren't so used to anymore. This hero kill approach isn't so much meta at the moment.
It worked pretty flawlessly, I would say. Despite having 900 extra mana points in FoCuS's inventory, wasn't enough heal waves, wasn't enough stomp.
Yeah, if only he had one big invul instead, Neo, huh?
Or maybe a Wand of the Wind to prevent a coil or something.
Yeah, One of the Wind would have also been insane. But early game, so important. Keeping the Blade Master so low experience changes so much of that game. Changes the entire scope of the mid game, and leading into that, or going into that, is the late game, of course, after. If the Blade gets level 3 early, he dominates the map. Shadow can creep up to level 2 quickly. The middle goes to the Orc without any contention. He gets the 2 items without getting punished. That level 2 Blade Master, level 3 delayed for so long, again, complete difference maker.
Windwalk duration, definitely an issue in the mid game if it's only level 1. And he spent the 3rd talent point on crit, so he didn't even have that later when it, well, wasn't really time to roam anymore, but yeah, very late Windwalk level 2. Less movement speed, less duration on that Windwalk, so that changed a lot. Echo Isles is next. Oh boy. FoCuS has quite some good items. There's 10 claws here. And he has the fastest finger in the game, and there's only 1 shop here. Quite some arguments for the Orc.
I mean, it's gonna be Farseer though.
Because you say it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, to be fair, it's rather unlikely that he plays it, but Farseer is really good on this map. I know we like to mention the Blade Master can go crazy with the claws, but last game was a very good showcase of, well, all the damage in the world doesn't do you much good if you just die. And if Blade Master stacks up only on claws, he doesn't get circlets or parry-ups or anything, he is easy to kill, especially with the Dark Ranger on the field. And just the way the map is set up with how easy the expansion is, how easy run-bys are, the expansion play with the Farseer is super strong. On Echo Isles is a viable strategy, however, not usually what FoCuS plays. But it was my call, so I'm going to stick to it.
The deciding match between LP FoCuS and Newbies 120. Here we go. Old school, classic map. Echo Isles. After having seen the new ones, let's go back to one of the oldest in the pool. FoCuS in the upper left. We have 1 Korean Orc being super successful. Can FoCuS follow this up? He has 2. Having lost against Romantic earlier today, this is a do-or-die match for him pretty much. Winning map number 1 with a bad rider abuse. This is something we have seen here on Echo as well. So how likely is it that we see it again now that everything is on the line for him?
Dude, this is a ghoul build. This is a ghoul build with a delayed 4th Acolyte, not just the 5th Acolyte. What is this? It's not Dreadlord expansion. It shouldn't be. I legit don't know what this is. Huh. Is it the DK expansion?
Yeah.
Looks like it is. Okay, I do know what it is. Oh, no Farseer. Damn.
You're wrong there.
You should have played Farseer.
You can say that after the game. Yeah, Blade Master makes a lot more sense. This map is not that big from base to base. You can harass a lot. You are, of course, dependent on level 3, but it's doable. You can snipe the 1 consumable in the middle. If he actually gets the big mana potion there as well, I'm going crazy. 4 out of 4. You have good creeping at the 6 o'clock. And yeah, in this tier 3 arms race, stealing experience is so important here at Echo because the map is mirrored.
Yeah, Rumi knows what's up. This is going to be the expansion. 1-0 has shown this strategy before, but I don't think in a game as big as this one. In the decider here, in the group stage of WGL.
So he's going to sell the altar for the extra resources. If he loses the DK now for some reason, then it's game. He will have to rebuy it later, so in the long run it's a little bit of a waste, but it just gives him a better timing, a faster expansion.
So, is FoCuS going to look for this? Where is he going to go? This is the one downside of this Orc opening, this 1 burrow tech. You have no scouts for quite a while. Your grunt is basically your scout, but until that one is actually looking for stuff, takes a little while.
FoCuS with the circlet, going for the Magi. This is the big consumable. The grunt confirms what's happening, and seeing no altar definitely confirms this expansion.
Yeah.
Pretty much everyone knows by now.
Can he cancel it, though?
What did you get? Mana stealing? Not great.
For this situation, early on doesn't do much. Later on,
Later on,
pretty nice.
Yeah.
And And 1-0 is just hugging the expansion.
Makes sense. FoCuS is very hurt. Heals up with a heal self now, but how greedy can he be?
Always looks so funny. He's just surrounding the unhaunted. Yeah, 1-0 came up with this. Completely blew our minds when he showed it the first time. Showed it successfully, by the way. Goes for first fishing dust for the Blade Master. He's not here. Blade was at the shop for the second circlet. And now it is definitely too late to cancel this. This expansion is too far along. No way this can be cancelled anymore.
Okay. This is a late tech, then, of course, for 1-0. Will he stick to ghouls or transition to early-ish fiends? Not in time for the steal. That takes quite some experience of the DK, close to level 2. Oh, reveals him, coil. But FoCuS is in no situation to threaten this with a 1-burrow tech with only 1 grunt. At least not for quite a while.
Level 2 for the DK, that feels good, but also for the Blade. FoCuS is going to be arriving on tier 2 pretty soon, and if he does go for Spirit Link, he's going to be super strong on the map and could use that strength to counter-expand against it. Or tech to tier 3 quickly and get a safe counter-expansion with a tiny Great Hall, would however be quite a bit more expensive.
Yeah, all that FoCuS can do now is delay the 10 Acolyte income. Good micro by 1-0 so far. That should be
Staff on the DK. That's kind of interesting.
okay.
No safety Necro at the expansion. Oh, Blade Master. If he shows himself, he could be dead. Speed scroll. Okay. Oh, did he dodge the attack by loading him back in?
Yep.
That was pretty sweet.
Okay, tier 2. TC second.
TC second.
No Shadow Hunter. The squishy Blade Master fell a couple of times on Northern Isles with the healing. There's the safety Necro. There's also the Graveyard. Good SimCity.
A question for FoCuS here, the overarching one, is counter expansion or all in?
Can he go TC Shockwave, Raider, Pillage, Base Race? With attacking by 2. Ooh! Claws +9, stolen again. He has the fastest fingers.
If he shows himself here, this could be dangerous. No more mana for the next Windwalk. But I guess he's fine. Big experience stolen, level 3 delayed. And there we go, counter expansion is coming up, or will be coming up.
Okay, with the TC second. That delays tier 3 by quite a bit, but I guess it's okay if you get reinforced defenses and all. And 1-0 has to catch up in tech, and FoCuS continues to steal stuff. He got the Murloc in the bottom left. I don't think he got the experience for the Renegade, right? Just the item?
Yes, correct.
Okay. Triple Circlet is way less glass cannon, way less damage, but also more sustain. That's good. And the Ogre in the north he got as well. Plus the Magi in the middle is gone. FoCuS should end up with more experience at the end. Yep. That could tip the scales.
With the faster tech, map control is with the Orc, and he's going to value this now, translate this into an experience lead. Lich is going to be pretty late here. Leveling that one up isn't going to be too easy, but 1-0 quickly techs to tier 3. No Fiend transition yet. Is he going to go for the mass ghoul play?
Well, if he saw the happy game, that should teach him that Wyvern are a pretty good answer to it. But of course, ghouls are very good in cancelling expansions, and by now he must know that this is exactly what FoCuS is doing. Skeleton confirms.
It was daytime here, so Inwell Potion for the TC, no heal scroll. FoCuS not quite so rich. Playing aggressively now, looking for distraction more than anything else to keep the expansion standing. 1-0 could go for a second crypt and go for like a 70 push here pretty damn soon. Lich comes in from the main.
Lots of ghouls. There is Storm, but Raiders might have a tough time against this.
Speed scroll. Does he use it? Yeah.
Reveal on the ward. That's good. Double heal potion. Still no TP. Rebuild the altar now, of course, otherwise he can't get a Lich. Temple this time way earlier.
And here comes the Fiend transition now. Feels like it could have been quite a bit sooner, but okay. We do have also still a lot of ghouls on the field, so...
And he cancelled the
Wait.
Temple.
Cancel the Temple, yeah, for the second slaughter. Oh, is he playing it the happy style after all? Bunch of Frenzy Ghouls and Destroyers? With the Dark Ranger?
Also a little bit Hasuop style back in the day. Curious. Really curious how this turns out. Blade Master is again good. He's still not level 3. But he has a lot on his side of the map to creep. The Merc's still there. The Murlocs are still there. And he got the first invul of the game. He continues to steal.
Yeah. He's really starting to get a big lead in experience. 1-0 coming in now. One grunt. Looks like an easy kill.
A lot of ghouls, of course, and the Murloc runs into 1-0's arms. So FoCuS doesn't get it.
FoCuS wants the level 3 really bad before using Stomp. Oh, doesn't get it though.
And another kill for 1-0. Okay. The Undead is seemingly in the lead when it comes to resources, when it comes to tech. He has 2,000 gold in a bit. FoCuS starts mining. Frenzy coming, tier 3 done, Orb coming as well. FoCuS needs to stall some time. His expansion was later, his tech is later.
The macro seems a little bit off by 1-0. Like, just spending all of this gold is going to take a really long time.
If he goes to the shop, I guess it's not too much available since FoCuS got the second invul.
Level 3 is important here. Double level 3s for the TC and Blade.
Double invul as well. No heal scrolls yet. Okay. Wanted to replace it very slow. Breaking upkeep now. Going for the turtle. More to creep for FoCuS. Could be a potentially big item. Pendant of energy might be the best. Wyvern transition now.
But there still has to be a shutdown at the end of the day, doesn't there? You need some kind of healing, but he's not going to be able to creep well at all on this map. Pendant for the DK. That's very nice.
But that's it. That's the last bit of experience on 1-0's map. There's still the trolls in the north and the remainder of the marketplace. But that's it. And he's far away from a level 3 lich. And again, FoCuS. Is he getting 3 invul potions? No.
1-0 needs a Dark Ranger. He needs the silence against the TC.
61 versus 67. Hero levels definitely in favor of FoCuS. Does he want to engage now? The temple arrives.
He goes Pit Lord? What?
Okay.
Alright, that's an unhindered TC against a bunch of ghouls.
Unhindered TC second. Super powerful. These ghouls also against so many Wyvern.
I don't know about this Pit Lord. But okay, we go in. More and more destroyers being morphed. 80 supply suddenly by 1-0. But also a pretty big army here for FoCuS. It's the first stomp nicely, and these ghouls starting to drop pretty fast. 1-0, is he going for the heroes? There is no healing here after all in the form of heal wave. Ghouls quickly disappearing, and the Pit Lord also in trouble. He's soaking up a lot of damage from the back line, and is doing a good job at that. But FoCuS seemingly easy holding on here so far.
Yeah, let's take a look on this Blade Master, though. If he gets nuked, this could be the turnaround. Level 4 on the TC. He's going for the Lich. Critical strike cuts his HP in half. Another Stomp coming in. Invul Potion saves that Lich. But the Blade Master's going crazy once again. Wyvern still alive, not taken out. No web. TP out.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Those stomps look really good.
Yeah, absolutely. You can prevent the damage with anti-magic shell, but not the stun.
FoCuS lost a bit there himself, but I think he got the way better trade. Might have the space now to go for a Shadow Hunter third. Or is he really going to skip it? Of course, with all of this economic backup, 1-0 could start abusing the marketplace. I think that's where the DK is right now.
We getting something. Yep, claws for that lich. Also stealing this from the blade is not the worst idea. I think FoCuS by now has written off the Shadow Hunter and is focusing on level 5 TC and goes for hero kills then.
Yep.
With Ensnare, level 3 Stomp, and Blade Master right clicks.
And level 5 TC is most certainly very powerful. However, so is healing. And healing is still extremely limited on FoCuS' side.
1-0 rising up to 70. Pion moving out. The ultra late game arrives. Is it level 4 for the blade? Again, crit level 2 by the way. Reinforced defenses, of course. This has to force a reaction by FoCuS, who has no TP and no speed scroll. Will be stuck at 66 supply.
He could TP. He's got the money to buy one.
Yeah, but he's walking.
Alright.
Which can easily TP out.
Which probably 1-0 will have to do sooner or later. One Burrow so far has been lost, and 2 peons. Nothing else will fall outside of a bit of mining time lost.
FoCuS is slot starved, so can't really go for too much. Mana potion. Okay, that's kind of what I was looking for. And the TC is getting dangerously close to 5.
Is he denying a destroyer?
Yep.
What?
He wants more banshees, I guess?
That might be the first time I'm seeing that. I mean, I'm a fan. Destroyers, never really a unit that I'm a big fan of
Oh.
in return.
Okay, double abomination and disease cloud, maybe, rather. Or, yeah, pretty much.
Hero levels are looking pretty bad for 1-0. Lich not 3, Pitlord not even 2.
Yeah, no cleave.
And this TC doesn't need much more for level 5. Has the mana potion already, I like that. I think this Pitlord is just not the right call.
It's a lot about shop control as well, preventing the invo potions on the undead. To just be able to nuke him more. Maybe Master Banshees can be a good solution later. Blade Master just continues to be annoying. And the longer the game goes, 1-0 expanded earlier, so FoCuS will be the last one to mine. Super late now.
Very even. Cool game.
Yeah.
1-0 with such a massive timing advantage on the expansion, but that first botched big fight threw him back pretty hard.
Double heal scroll, double invul, 1 mana potion, 1 wyvern, lots of headhunters and 3 ensnares. Still no level 3, it's master training. Okay. That's what he wants. Both at 80 supply. Both maxed out. Only upgrades. 1-0 with the 3rd attack upgrade and Master Banshees. Possession possible. You can take over a Raider or a Kodo, and that adds a lot of value. FoCuS also. Big upgrades.
Yeah, FoCuS should probably not even try to eat with the Kodo. It's just so valuable for the aura. Just keep in the back.
DK, did he buy something? Another Gloves of Haste and Ring of Protection for the Pit Lord.
Yeah, good items. Very value.
Waiting for the Master Banshees.
Armor upgrades for 1-0 also would be very valuable. Don't know if he has any yet. Blade gets 4. Okay, that makes his life a little bit simpler with the level 2. Oh, but here, Blade Master not here in this fight right now, but Invis on the TC. That is so cool.
Love it. We have illusions on 1-0. Will he use it? Then FoCuS will see it immediately. Oh, that stomp on the Banshees takes out the first one, and he can't really coil them. Blade Master down to 50%, has to remove another stomp in the middle of everything. He's taking out the casters quite fast. Also good damage on the statues, but the TC is in trouble. Has another info potion, uses the stomp, burning through his mana. The Raiders find the Banshees. Oh, how sweet FoCuS is taking them out.
But the invul is over. The TC in trouble now. Could be getting focused next, and then it's going to be hard for him to engage. Same for the Blade Master. Good fight of the start for FoCuS, but now the healing is really lacking.
Yeah.
Another good stomp coming in. TC does hit level 5. DK in trouble as well, by the way.
Ooh.
Has to TP out.
Can he nuke him? Can he somehow nuke him? Stomps everything to prevent the damage. And here we go again. Arms race once more. FoCuS heading right to the shop for the invul.
If the DK had level 4, used Death Pact, he could have stayed in that fight longer, and
Yeah.
he could have perhaps turned it around because of there being no healing for FoCuS.
And it's not getting better from here for FoCuS. Not much. He got the level 5. He got level 2 crit, okay, but it's a far way to level 3 for that. DK, close to 4, gets the healing as you mentioned. Lich, close to 3, gets level 2 Nova, which is gigantic versus Headhunters. Pitlord finally got the cleave, which is gigantic against Headhunters. I am starting to worry for FoCuS.
He still got a big army, though, with big upgrades. This,
Yeah.
this Headhunter
No
damage is
question.
immense.
No question about that. Disease Cloud is working on them, though.
Wouldn't just a Shadow for Hex be super strong? Stomp Hex, Stomp Hex, Stomp Hex?
I think he just melts. Nova right-clicks at this stage of the game. With 3 O-Fiends.
If you keep him well positioned in the back, though, only getting in range for the Hex. Hard to do, of course.
I think
But this is
maybe on
FoCuS.
paper this might add something, but I don't know.
Oh, I got the idea. Go for Shadowhunter, buy Periept. Hell yeah.
Okay.
He's got 600 gold. Do it.
He's going for the main. Not sure if he has pillage. He should. And distracting with the blade again in the south.
Getting a few more kills here and there. Not really very close to 5 yet.
Has a potion. TC has a TP. This stomp, though, will last a second longer. The uptime of the stomp is insane. Remo, what was the numbers for that stun again?
It's a 5-second stun on a 6-second cooldown.
Ah, I constantly forget about that. Thank you
It's-
for educating
It's
us.
pretty good. It's pretty good.
Taking out the shop would prevent some potions, but he just wants to bait 1-2-0 into a better fighting position. Still this Wyvern in the air, by the way. Not taken out at all. Okay, so 1-2-0. If you're not coming, I'm gonna kill your. I'm gonna continue to kill the shop. Just an illusion here. This one's real. We have anti-magic shell pretty much everywhere. Blade Master once again in the back. Nova was big in the front row. The stomp was huge, and 5 seconds are forever.
And guess what? The next one's ready.
Oh, here we go. He needs to focus the Blade Master, right? He's trying to. How much healing is there?
Oh!
Nova needs the heal scroll. Windwalk saves him. Is there a reveal? I don't know. He's going back in. Is that a little too risky? Maybe he has nothing to heal. Needs to TP. Is there a nuke on the TC? If he dies, that's a lot. Nova hits, but it's not enough. Whew, that was risky.
Yeah.
Slowly but steady, FoCuS is running out of healing.
1-0 is realizing, well, that, yeah, if I just prolong long enough and keep focus on your heroes, you don't have to sustain to take a delayed engagement.
And in every single trade, he gets a little bit of experience and gets a little, like the Lich is getting a little better. Upgrades now for FoCuS. I think that could be one big next step for him.
Oh, it's going to get the invul.
Or
That
for
is
the
a
first
massive
time
deal.
in this game, it's 23 minutes, right? Or about to 22. And he gets the first invul. That changes so much with the lack of the Shadowhunter. Once FoCuS doesn't have the timing nailed.
And finally level 3 for the Lich. That's a big deal as well.
How does he want to heal this Blade Master? He has to play so conservatively. Going for the back line. TC needs that heal potion. Has no invul again. That's the downside. Going for the Pit Lord, but TC always has to go in. That stomp once again insane. Pit Lord. Heal scroll. Saves him. Blade Master for now pretty good. Lots of healing on the Pit Lord. But here we see the critical strike. Wants that third hero so bad. Ensnare gets it, but the TC is way more important. He's not level 6 yet, but he's out of that fight for now. Kodo falls as well. Dust settles a little.
How does he not have walkers either, by the way? I just realized. He doesn't have walkers or Shadowhunter.
Speed scroll out.
Of course he doesn't have the sustain to stay in this fight.
No, that fight explodes so quickly. And 1-2-0 pushes forward. High upkeep now. Folks, I don't know. Yeah, he has 700 gold. He had all the time in the world.
Yeah, with this number of headhunters, he definitely should have gotten Walker at one point. FoCuS, it looked like he was back in this game, but at the end of the day, you need healing. You can't play without healing, at least not normally. Koda's gonna die.
Uh-oh. He needs a Hail Mary on the hero, maybe. That stomp was good. He has so many Banshees, but for how much longer? No possession plays yet. 2 down, 3 down. How much damage on the rest of the army? Blade Master, how do you save him? He needs the Wind Walk, but I guess there's reveal against that. One more nuke, and he's dead! The sword drops into the ground, and without that, there's no damage. He's close to the tavern. Maybe he can get it back. Lich is kind of surrounded as well. He's stomping his big ass off, but I don't think that's enough. FoCuS 1-2 against Romantic, maybe 1-2 against 1-0 as well. Always close, but no cigars.
He's almost level 6, but is it enough at this point? Now down by, what is that, 30 supply, looking desperate. TC about to die. Inbull keeps him alive. One more kill for level 6.
Yeah, he gets that feed. That's the ultimate. Pit Lord is back. Didn't get the Blade Master from the tavern. No, not enough resources for that level 4.5. He's so brave now with that resurrection as an ultimate. Can he get this decay? That's crazy, right?
No damage.
No damage at all without the blade. And he does him the favor, but there's a surround. He can stomp, yeah, but he's still surrounded. There we go, stomp number 1. Pretty crazy, though.
Does have the TP, though.
Okay, getting out. Ooh, that was the ultimate gone. And, well, floodgates open for the Expo. 3 abominations. FoCuS and 1-0, their main gold mines are empty. FoCuS needs this buyback. Twice the supply for the undead. And the disease cloud is working against him. He died with the potion.
Yeah, there was so much going on in that fight. I guess he didn't see the Blade Master dropping so low and getting executed by that Nova.
That's the Great Hall. Just dead.
Yeah.
Gives it up. Not fighting against it. No income for the Orc, and he's 32 supply down.
Oh, that Nova! Look for it!
Oh,
Triple kill!
Oh, wow! That's always when we see Undead versus Orc here, it's mass murder. Last time, Happy versus FoCuS. This time, 1-0 versus FoCuS. Saves that Fiend. He's not giving him level 5 at all. He's nuking the Blade Master again. This time, he uses that potion. They're stunned again. DK has low mana, but I guess he has a coil in him. He definitely should. Lich in a little bit of trouble, but no. FoCuS doesn't get the crits that he needs. That would like 5 in a row, and 1-0 eliminates FoCuS. And has very good chances for the quarterfinal now. Romantic 2-0 and 1-0, 2-0 as well. Oh, 3-0 Romantic, sorry. Right?
Yes.
Oh yeah, Chimiko as well.
How this turned around once again from map to map. Game 1 concealed.
Yeah.
FoCuS in absolute control. But then 1-0 was the one to turn it around. First on Northern Isles with putting on the pressure early, not giving the Blade Master all the freedom, focusing on hero kill, and then with his own special strat on Echo with the fast expansion, able to edge out the victory with the 2-1.
FoCuS unfortunately a little stubborn, not going for the 3rd hero, not going for the transition into the walkers, not having the spell against Banshee Pit Lord. That breaks your neck. You can have a strong Blade Master all you want, can have all the items in the world. If you have no sustain, that's what happens.
Not having Shadowhunter is understandable. You want to get level 5 TC that's super strong, and there's not much left to creep. Maybe Shadownet never gets level 3, so he's going to be weak anyways. But not getting walkers, I think that's unforgivable.
A little bit, yeah. This also, if we go to the very late game, this one Invo potion that FoCuS didn't get, how it changed everything. The lack of 7 seconds uptime for the blade, that was crazy. That was the biggest momentum swing, and I think you can feel it in FoCuS play as well. It's like, oh no, this is bad right now. This is bad. The one time he missed the timing. With that, 2 of the top 8 of last time are out. Lolliot and FoCuS not able to qualify for the playoffs.
Well, that's the way it goes. We have had a lot of competitive groups, basically all our groups really competitive, and we're going to continue tomorrow when we go back to Group A and B.
Absolutely. We're going to have 5 games once again, starting at 10 a.m. European time, 5 p.m. Chinese time. I wonder what the games are. I didn't I got nothing confirmed. So yesterday I was really surprised when we saw Infi versus Happy. So I don't want to be wrong again, waiting for the graphic to come up. But yeah, C&D today, was that... Yeah, what was that today? It was, for me, a little bit of an eye-opener that Infi is beatable. To be very frank, I thought Infi is going to dominate all tournament. It's not going to be close. And we have the Iceman on the throne again.
It was off-race Infi, though.
Yeah.
It was Infi trying to get a, in quotes, cheap win by laming Happy to death. But Happy this time was too cheese-proof, something that he oftentimes is. Again, last time they played online, Infi was able to beat him with that playstyle, but not today. And I think it's going to be the last time as well we see Infi off-racing in this tournament. I think that's a wake-up call for him. His human is so strong, I think there's no good reason not to play it.
Yeah. I asked Sock as well, and he said if Infi plays human, he beats Happy. And he doesn't understand why he's playing Orc, but sometimes you don't have to understand Infi. He just does his thing, and he's very, very successful with it. Was a little bit of an eye-opener, maybe, that Happy is not as strong versus human as many people think?
It was small mistakes, though, I think.
Yeah,
Hero
that's
losses
probable.
cost him that series. If he takes care of his Lich better, he wins that series against Sock. Question is, if he plays against Infi, who's probably playing a little bit better than Sock, is he going to get into a position where he could have won the game? That is a big question mark. I would love to see them rematching at a point, and then Infi playing human. Yeah. That would be pretty hype.
That's pretty much my dream finale, I think. Or Happy Lin again. That's also great games, but we're getting a little too far. What's up with Moon?
Yeah, we've seen him only one game so far. That one he lost. So it's absolutely still doable for him if he gets more victories, but he's going to have to step it up.
All right, absolutely. So Group D is pretty much decided, I guess, if nothing goes completely wrong. There should be FoCuS and Romantic. 1-0 and Romantic, sorry. Qualified, I guess.
Yeah, most likely. Even if FoCuS gets the next wins, then 1-0 is going to have the 2-1 and 1-0 defeated FoCuS. So it should be 1-0 making it through. Yeah. But we're going to do all the math tonight and tomorrow to figure that out.
Group A and B tomorrow, as we said. We're going to see Hawk again. We're going to have Czech in the race. WFC Soin and Yumiko. Yumiko most likely eliminated as well, but maybe he can get a 2-2 or something. Hawk, and we could have 3 European in the quarterfinals, if things go according to my plan, at least.
Would be the first time ever, but Foggy's going to have a tough task.
So, scoreboard, as we said, for Group C. Sock on top with the wins over Colorful and Happy, the big surprise of day 2. Happy, winning Moon, winning Infi. It is a 3-way dance between these 3, and Happy seems to be coming out on top if he defeats Colorful to the day after tomorrow. Moon has to win all his games. Infi pretty much as well. So this is going to be a hot, hot, hot day in Group C the day after tomorrow, so on Tuesday.
Yeah, absolutely. Here we have Group D. Hitman with a 0-2 here today, wasn't able to win a map. Unfortunately, Romantic, the standout player, 3-0. He is through in the playoffs already. Chimiko, does he still have a chance?
Yes,
well, he does.
He needs to win against 1-0 and FoCuS and Hitman, so 3 wins in a row. FoCuS, unfortunately, eliminated. Hitman, I think, eliminated as well with the 0-2. But he can definitely improve on his score. He will still face FoCuS in an Orc Mirror. I think he likes that a lot. And he's facing Chimiko. So the Chinese were a little too strong for the 23-year-old Dust player.
Well, actually, if things go really, really perfectly/imperfectly, we could have 3 players with 2-2 in a tiebreaker scenario.
Ooh.
So it could be still possible with 2 losses.
Okay, but
to get through, but it's unlikely.
Chimiko has to defeat 1-0.
Yes.
That is indeed unlikely. But maybe Sock can give him some tips. Okay, tomorrow. TH versus Fly, Fly versus Foggy, Czech versus Hawk, Yumiko versus Czech, and Soin versus WFZ. So we'll see a lot of Group A tomorrow.
And Fly versus Foggy is going to be a very important match for the Ukrainian. Czech versus Hawk. Some people have been talking about Czech, that he's looking pretty strong. We have seen nothing of him here on the stream just yet. Hawk needs that victory only, and then it's going to be him finally making it into the top 8. He's been so many times here at WGL, always has been denied the pleasure and the honor, but it's looking better than ever now for him.
Yeah, and it could be very historic for the West. Could be the first time we have 2 players in the playoffs. There were times when we needed 2 players to win a series. Now we have improved quite a bit. Makes us all very proud. Hawk looked very strong. I hope he can catch some sleep tonight to be ready for tomorrow. Gonna be 2 games for him.
Hawk, one of those players who keeps on thinking about the games all night long. That's why he told us this morning that he couldn't really sleep very well because he, was theorizing, was perfecting in his mind.
What are you thinking about all night long?
I'm sleeping.
Okay, we will see you tomorrow at 10 a.m. CET and 5 p.m. CST. It's been a pleasure, guys. Check back to Warcraft for the raffle and win a Warcraft 3 or Forge key and follow here on twitch.tv/Warcraft3. Bye-bye.